Hey guys, just doing another video. I personally haven't really liked how the current endgame is played out. I think a build having to be T17 viable really goes against a lot of what Grinding Gear Games has said they wanted out of uh, the T17s existing. So I did the scare of currency farming. I tried out some other stuff, did a bit of harvest as well. But this one I think is pretty interesting, and it's definitely a different way of playing. I'm playing Rutu's what's it called? Rutu's like corrupting fever character, and it's a character that you kind of want level 100 for in order to get all the jewel sockets available to you. So because of that, I wanted to look into some XP farms. I know shrines have been doing really well. One of the people who watched my old videos recommended Path of Chiguri to me. The guy's been coming up with some insane strats. And this is definitely based off of what he's done. But I just want to talk about it in the sense of doing it in league and maybe not on an optimal character for it and what that would look like. So I'm leveling Enlightens right now, and I do about 15 a set. I took out like some of the utility, like Frostblink and Blood Rage and Molten Shell, so that way I could level more in my main weapons. And then I'm just doing 8 mod dunes in order to get the most out of doing breaches. Breaches are just giving me a ton of extra mobs along with Beyond and Delirium. And then, of course, you pick up the shrine nodes and all the map effects you can as well. And I a few scarabs too. They aren't the biggest source of income. Your big source of income is from corrupting your enlightens. So what does it look like in terms of what gems you should level? So I made a spreadsheet for this. I tried to just import from the PoE.Ninja API, but using sheets for this isn't that great. Excel is definitely better for it, and I didn't feel like fiddling with it. And there's only like 30 gems that are really worth looking at, so I just did it by hand. So in terms of like why you might choose to do exceptionals over awakened, awakens to go from level 1 to 5 is 1.9 billion XP, whereas exceptionals are 1.6 billion XP. But you can then either have it with the 100 with the quality, so you're looking only at 83 or 833 million, and or you can get an even better ratio like I have in my bow, because it has the quality craft as well as the quality implicit from synthesis. So this is even faster as well. Like in the time it takes you to do 6 gems in your in my bow, it would have, or the time it takes me to do 18 gems in my bow, I would have done 1 set of awakened gems. And then as well, so of course, like it's gonna be faster. I took a look at like level 1 costs compared to the level 6 costs. So you're mainly just looking for like green numbers over here on these ratios, and just none of these values beat out doing exceptional gems. You might have a bit of a lower startup cost, but your payoff at the end for going from a level 1 to a level 6 just like isn't that great. Whereas for exceptional gems, your ratios are much better. Like Enlightens, you're going from 2 divs up to 20 divs, Empowers just under a div up to 15 divs, and then Enhances are a quarter of a div up to around 9. So you then run into the issue of like, well, how do I get these gems? I was buying Enlightens for about 2.1 and 2.5 div each. I also did some testing with trying to get the home card and looking at who had it in bulk. Sometimes there's people with a pretty large stack of these. It doesn't really seem like anything right now. The div card farmers unfortunately dropped off. But it really wasn't too bad buying in bulk. Like it was pretty chill. I just did it in downtime. So I'm not too worried about that. Like I personally was only buying what's it called? Enlightens, but you could also like stitch up a live search and just snipe Enlightens and powers enhances and probably be pretty good about it. I do think they're all like worth doing. I just was like prioritizing Enlightens just because that is what I felt like doing at the time. So I already unfortunately did a take of this video, but now I know what I wanted to say. This is going to be more to the point. So one map gave me about 97 million XP. but it was a pretty good map. If we look at this map, watch, I started a set at where is it, 6:30 on this day, and then I finished the set April 23rd at that time, but there's a break in between. And that was 19 maps or 18 maps. So you're looking at around between 15 to 20 maps to level a whole set, depending on like how lucky you get with the extra breach spawns from this node and how good you are at managing your shrine XP uptime. Oh, I guess I should mention the scarabs used. This is the big part of the strat is of course, you're using Domination Scarabs of Teaching, where Shrine Breaths are granting you 30% increased experience gain. And then I also use a Scarab of Abnormality to get the Unusual Shrine, because it will be a unique shrine. There'll be one of it, so it just guarantees you a little bit extra XP. And then I run 2 Breach Scarabs, because each Scarab gives you 2 breaches, so then you get 4. And then you run Domination on here. It does have a lot of like initial upfront cost because of the enlightened leveling. You could just do enhances if you want to, much lower cost, and you do have to quality them up. So yeah, there is a bit of micromanagement, but for right now in the league, I think it's pretty chill. The other reason you also want to stick to doing enlightens and empowers is because I took a look at like these skills and what percent, or I should say like these skills and how many builds are using them. The highest one was elemental damage with attacks, and that was at 13%. And like that doesn't even tell you how many people are using a level 6 one. Whereas like lots of people are using enlightens and powers and enhances. So much better off to you'll have much better demand for what you're leveling if you choose to do those. Yeah, I'm just gonna show. I think that's kind of the bulk of the strat. There isn't really much more to it. I'll do an example map right now, and maybe talk about a few other things. Let me just get my scarabs and breaches right down here. Oh yeah, one other thing I wanted to say. I just bought 8 mod maps. Is there a mod here? I would recommend do whatever you want in your build. I would recommend not buying maps that have buffs on player expires 70% faster, because the shrine is a buff. So you have a lot less time with it. It might make the map feel a bit more stressed, which is unfortunate. Sorry, just moving. Yeah, other than that though, there's no like mods that brick it in any real way, other than just mods that you personally can't do. So let's see. This does have a buffs one. I don't really want to do that for the video. Yeah. The one I think a lot of people too haven't really understood what these modifiers mean. So you want your monsters. So if you're trying to get more rares in your map, this one says haunted pack leaders in your maps have 50% increased chance to be rare. So it can be beneficial to make sure you put your not yellow ones on ones with pack leaders, so that way you're more likely to get more rares in your map. So there's only one with a pack leader here. Doesn't really matter. I'll just give him this one. Could give him like this one just for the sake of it. But yeah, you get the higher chance of finding corpses and all flame embers as well. So that's like a little optimization you can do if that matters to you. So we'll go in. I think I clicked Domination on that one. I would also like a lot of the bow builds, a lot of the elemental hit builds, like they're great for doing something like this. But I'm doing Corrupting Fever with some explodes. I think another one that would be good would be like some sort of Blade Vortex explode as well that I've seen around. There's a few options. In terms of my loot filter, this loot filter is like super scuffed right now because I just didn't feel like fixing it. But I just pick up all the scarabs I see, all the maps I see, and then like a bit of currency as well. So right now I have 3 buffs, so that's giving me an extra 100. I'm doubling my XP gain right now on all these mobs. I would recommend keeping a pretty relatively strict filter if you can, just because you do drop a fair amount of like random currency, and there I just went up to 6 buffs now, so almost triple XP. Is audio recording properly? I think you're getting there. That's 7. I think it is. So now that we have all these buffs, I like to now go around like kind of just start popping open the breaches. I'd rather like get a bit of the breach with the buffs than have like perfect, I don't know what you want to call it, like kill the breach mobs. The most important thing is killing mobs while you have the buffs up, not so much trying to kill everything in the map just for the sake of clearing the map. Your currency is going to be primarily from the Enlightens. I think I've made like like 3 div and other scarabs and a couple of div and tainted currency. Most maps will get you to like 7 on the delirium track, but I'm not really getting a lot of currency there in any way. There might be one other. Oh yeah, there's one there breach, but you can see I'm like down to mythic orb. You can see I'm down to like no buffs at this point in time, so I just kind of lazily clear the rest of the map. So here we take those. I don't really know how like tough these maps are because my character is kind of tanky. I have 90 all res, but not a lot of other mitigation. Like I don't have any spell suppression. So there we go. That was a map. You can, like I said, I was at 97, 93 before. I'm at 210. So 100 million XP in one map is pretty good. And then like we said before, to get to level around is 1.6 bill. So it's take you around 18 maps to get there. I think that's everything. Something to think about if you want something different to do. This is pretty build dependent. Like there's some builds that want people to level the extra gems, but if you're going for level 100 on a certain character, maybe worth considering doing something like this. Just my thoughts on that. Thanks.